Before she attained her independence, Uganda's forest cover was above 50% of the total land size, that is approximately 241,550 square kilometers. However, this status has vastly changed. The then forest estates are now a shadow of themselves. The population growth rate of about 3.1% per annum is partly to blame for the continuous degradation of the environment and other natural resources.
The encroachments are twofold. Reasons are twofold. Because of increased population, people don't have land. There is migration taking place. They are refugees, so they all need land and they end up there. But I also saw those communities, host communities, whose land productivity has fallen, and therefore they need more land to produce higher yields. When there is decreased agricultural productivity on farm, the current practice of the farmer is looking for more virgin land. They leave the land where they have been cultivating and look for another virgin land. And the nearby places, in the case of Kikuube, are those forested areas.
It is right here that environmental enthusiasts and development partners come in to remedy the situation. With evidence of how communities were fast encroaching on Bugoma Central Forest Reserve, Wildlife Conservation Society, in partnership with National Forestry Authority, embarked on a drive to equip surrounding communities to embrace smart agricultural methods.
Once you address the issue of productivity on the farm, then you are reducing the rate of the farmers thinking about the Bugoma or natural environment.
There are people that have started woodlots with our resources for purposes of generating fuel wood in terms of charcoal and firewood, and they sell. Our programming is more on restoration if we are to do it for ourselves, but also we respond to the energy needs of communities so that we draw them outside the protected estates, the protected forests and others.
The pioneering group to benefit from such interventions is the Kyangwali Youth Environmental Conservation and Poverty Eradication Network. On this 1 acre piece of land is their maize crop ready for harvesting.
Tukakora training na munywani waitu Michael yatuegese endime y'omulembe, spacing, mulching, kukozesa manure n'okukozesa variety embibe y'omulembe. Hata omurundi gw'okubanza obutwalimire okulola ebicooli byaitu bino, omurundi gw'okubanza obutwabibyaire bikatuha ebicooli ebyebi bibiri. Hakuba tukagura variety murundi gw'okubanza twagibyara, hati so omurundi guno gw'okulola biri biti tugigarukemu murundi gwa kabiri.
Itwe tuli ba neighbor aba refugee camp ya Kyangwali settlement, tuli ba neighbor ba Bugoma forest. So abantu nibabaza kukozesa chance yo kutema amahamba gatwehingurize ekicholi kureba bayiza kutema ago mahamba nitubata kifuna. So turi kugeza okugarura hejyo buhangwa hakwe mitejo tujibyere turegesa abantu watema muti gwaba gukuzire byaro gundi muti niko nyensa kale tutija kubugane kizibu cenki echo mushana.
Chomhendo Patience, as a chairperson of the Kyangwali Youth Environmental Conservation and Poverty Eradication Network, is leading by example. On her 6 acre piece of land, Chomhendo has planted a range of food crops and tree species, a semblance of a woodlot. From these, she boasts of an assured income inflow because hers is a farm of all seasons.
Abokuba nyine itaka kali atinda alieteri koto nga itaka likoto kyonko bunkubambyeire omuhogo gwange hali nja kuteme kitoke nkituunde omuhogo omukozi bwakuija kasinga mba ntaina sente kurungi omukozi akaija kagamba wewe nkolera hano aija kuhimbe kitoka koleki akitwala part of paying him money over her obunkuba nyino omuhogo gwange nkogwa kagamba anyo okugamba ntwale sente akiri mpagira omuhogo guno nkoleki nigwo ntwale niki ekirungi ekinkusinga gobororamu abaana bakusoma ebyenjara tindi kubikugamba ngo orundo kusanga abandi bakuchula enjara tibaine kyokoraki ekyokuri.
Project ezi kumulimo kuzikurangu alimuntu rangu alimemiti ebyo buhangwa alime byo kurya amwe buri kintu cyose kozeki cyona kirimo nyunda nti ahabonye nga cyamana wecweka no kusinzira imbere z'abataka nkokuziri ninda nti tutugoborwe abo kuba umwana noga vakedonalia jakanalia mhogonalia emiti tukuja ngo nti ni rangu no ikara ineki ni ikara ina mayo.
They are alert on appropriate tree species for an intercropping farming method thanks to the training by environmental enthusiasts.
Intercropping etakaize kandi takagegere nebintu byokulima emiti mina abantu abakusinga babyaraga mikalitunsi kyonka nosanga hantu nambero byairo mukalitunsi toliongera kulima hekintu kikera kurungi habo okuba gukusiga amaizi muitaka gakozereki gahoiremu kyonka bokusanga omutinka gunu gukwikara ni gulinda amaizi nka omuitaka hati bulo butwaba gataka nanke emiti tukawutagibyara hakobo kubo ina itaka litito kusaka kubyara omuti kyonka hati saha zino batutererere kubyala emiti yobuhangwa ukwegonza munsi yawe ulikimu kiona nokikora mulengo kakwenda.
And at the periphery of Chomhendo's farm is this nursery bed operated by George Biragiro.
Olenda jaka, olendo musizi, olenda guliveria, olendo mwani.
The downside of this project, however, is lack of ready market for the seedlings.
Bire arubu tu kumeza nkahe miti ekatule ekakoraki ekalemera hawo tukaburwa n'ubuyambi nabo koraki nabo kujigura ubwinji buri season mbera n'emitwaro esatu ebiri kicweka cyonka bo kujigura babura so usanga eyindi ninjigabira nkabataka batwara bakoraki babyara kene eyinde mite imwareba mu bataka no usanga ari nyo kujibahereza bagiye bakoreki babyare deni kusikira nko mu kicweka kitu ecamafuta tukwetaga mwahika yuko mumuterere nabe bitongole bindi bije bakoreki bije barebe mirimo yitukora deni batwe contract to supplying no mbanda mu bindi bitongole nabanda bataka no mu district zindi nayo tukoreki nayo tubagabire miti.
By and large, residents here feel the presence of government more than ever thanks to these interventions.
Hatunyendanti omuliye byona ndanga chama no chweka hakona asavinjire omutumule tine mitokuja ngo miteje mpano bonora omutumule imiteje tukozereki tujigoborire muko twera tubyereki tubyire miti bakabe batuongeramo basaje ki tufunama abantu abandi ngabashi tunanga shibana bafuna project ngeji no kwanyuma niko kintu kikoreki kigendo meisho.
More interventions intended to foster protection of fragile ecosystems are in the pipeline.
We have a new strategic plan that we are implementing, whose target is 10 million USD to be sunk into biodiversity conservation, and we are moving on this journey. We believe that one of the greatest challenges to biodiversity conservation in Uganda is funding.
The multi-billion shilling European Union funded project of restoration and conservation of degraded ecosystems targets nothing less than building the resilience of the landscape against the face of climate change. It also supports improving livelihoods of communities near protected ecosystems like Bugoma Central Forest Reserve. Ahead of her 7th anniversary, Uganda Biodiversity Fund Executive Director Ivan Amani Garuhanga drums up for a more collaborative approach with specific attention to the need for Ugandans encouraged to generate resources to facilitate the conservation campaign across the country.
One of the strategies we're implementing now is to try to unlock private sector funding. There are many, for instance, manufacturers that are working on things that are degrading to the environment. If you take an example of the people that package beverages and foods, the plastic manufacturers, polythene bags, bottles, etc. And we think if we rallied them and got them to understand what is at stake, they should be able to channel some resources for corrective action to be able to address the challenges on the ground. The other one is around local locally focused fundraising, in which we'll be organizing fundraising campaigns, fundraising dinners, and getting everyone of goodwill to join us to raise the required resources from an understanding of the fact that in Uganda, where we are now, nobody is going to enjoy their sweat when the environment is getting deteriorated.
Dokas Kimono, UBC TV.